That's for sure. It would be sad if you lost a friend you've known for, God, going on 30 years over something like communication, stealing, lying, whatever. It's not worth it. Not worth it at all. Take a look around you, people. How many people do you know that have lied at least once? Maybe more. For whatever reason. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. What would you do? What do you think? Could be your friend lying. Maybe not to you, or to any member of your family. They could be saying something that's not true. You don't know. Would you be able to accept it? Would you be able to trust what they say or talk when they talk to you? You might want to soul search that one. In fact, I might want to soul search that one. But again, like I said, it's all going to depend on the person and the people involved. Believe me, it's hard, I know. It's hard. We've talked about similar topics in past shows. Hopefully this time I got somebody out there or someone or people to think and ask that question and get curious. It's time to be curious. You don't know. Life can be short, sometimes too short. Sometimes you live a long time. People are living longer these days, you just don't know. But if you do live longer, hopefully you got some good friends on your side with you. I don't know about anybody else, but I would hate to have to die alone. I know people that have. I know elderly people that have had no family, just a care provider. I take care of the elderly and disabled. I do. Some of those people don't have families. And their friends are older, so they don't get out and about very much. But you can learn something from them, that's for sure. Might even make a friend. Maybe even be a friend, who knows? Unfortunately, they're going to pass away eventually. Sure, it hurts. You get through it. Well, I'm sure your friends would be there for you. You need to talk, shoulder to cry on. Hey, it's what you do when you're a friend, if you can, and have time. I would. But, like I said, I reference to me so I don't insult anybody. I don't want to hurt feelings, and I'm not here to judge. But whatever you do, stop and think. Stop and be thankful for the friends you do have. Because whether they move or pass away or whatever, there is that chance you'll run into them again. And when you do, it's going to be like starting over almost. Sure, you'll remember them. You'll remember being around them, having fun with them, talking to them. I don't know, maybe going out to dinner with them, or to a movie, or to a comedy club. Either way, you have to get to know each other all over again, especially if it's been many, many years. You don't know. You just don't know. So, I challenge you to send me an email. Tell me your definition of a friend. What is your definition of a friend? How far would you go for that friend if you were able to? Would you go? Would you do anything? Would you try to help if you could? Would you give them the moral support if they asked you, or you had free time to do that? Just curious. There's no right or wrong answer, and there's not going to be any judgment here. Because that's not what I do, and that's not my place to do it. I do know one thing. That I am very grateful for the friends I have. And believe you me, it's never easy to keep. But it's worth it. Do work and really make sure that you're treating them like you want to be treated. Really, it boils down to that. You go around labeling, judging people for everything, race, nationality, creed, color, skin, whatever, way they talk, keep their hair, where they live, or how they keep house. Probably not going to have very many friends after a while, because people do get tired of it. They do get tired of it. So, again, I like conversations. I don't need all the cussing, cursing, yelling, and carrying on like people want to do. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a junior Jerry Springer. I don't want anybody to have fights or arguments. I'm not trying, sure I want followers, but I don't want it like that. I've looked at other podcasts and listened to them. I don't know why anybody would want to hear that, or be that explicit, or that much dirty laundry out to the public. Really. But each to their own. It's not my place to judge. That's what they want to do, and people want to listen to it. Who am I to stop them? I can't do anything about it, really. I can only deal with me and the people that surround me, place where I live, or whatever. Same goes for you. Same goes for your friends, whoever it is. Just make sure you treat people and talk to them how you want to be talked and how you'd like to be treated. Because it does make a difference. So you might want to think about that, because I do. Thinking about it now. Been thinking about it for a while. I don't know. What is your definition? I am curious. You can get a hold of me anytime. bdhammond45@gmail.com. You can send me a text if you like. 210-708-8701. I will do everything I can to respond, let you know I got it. But be patient. If there's a lot of them, it may take a little time. But you're always welcome. You're welcome to ask questions too, if you like. I'll do my best to answer them. I don't have a way for me to call in live yet, but I am working on that. And if you're listening in a shelter or taking refuge from storms, or the storm that's going to make landfall in Florida, I hope this has helped a little bit. Maybe it hasn't taken your mind off the current situation. You're probably afraid. I would be. You're probably wondering what's going to be left at the end of it. I know I would think about that. But if you guys got your loved ones there, your family, your friends, or whoever, although it's hard to start over and lose a lot of material items, like a home or things in it that you worked to put there and have there, just remember, you cannot replace the person next to you or around you. People cannot be replaced. Things can. Harder to replace things, but it's even harder. You can't replace a person. And that goes for a friend. If you're one of these people that like to hunker down and try and ride the storm out, yeah, I can understand that. And to a point. But why? If your stuff is going to get ruined or damaged or destroyed, it's going to do it whether you're hunkered down there or not. I don't want nobody's stuff to get ruined. I don't want nobody to lose stuff. But it does happen, unfortunately. My friend of a friend had his house flooded in Houston when those floods hit. 4 feet of water. Good grief. I know that's a lot of water, but Florida's getting ready to get hit. You guys are awesome in disasters. Just remember, keep them in your thoughts and prayers, because it's going to be a rough Sunday for them. It's going to be a real rough and scary. But believe you me, as thin as FEMA and Red Cross are, they'll be there. They will have other National Guards from other states come in to help. They've already deployed them. They're ready to go. If you're listening and you're in Florida or near it, whatever you do, remember something. If you have not evacuated and not left, get to higher ground. The first responders will not be able to rescue you if there's winds of 39 miles an hour or more. They'll be grounded. They won't be able to do anything. You will be stuck. You'll have to finish riding out that storm. So remember that. If you haven't left, it's probably too late now. But if you haven't left, when that thing makes landfall, I guarantee you, at least that's what I heard, that the first responders will not be able to respond if there's winds over 39 miles an hour. And when this does make landfall in Florida, the southern part of it starts, believe you me, it's supposed to make landfall as a Category 4 hurricane with sustained winds of up to 185 miles an hour and very large storm surges. If you haven't gotten out, believe me, you're going to wish you had, because if it does pick up that last little bit of warm water coming in, it can speed up and be a Category 5 in no time. And that's a monster storm that's coming in, Irma. She's got vengeance written all over her. So if you're still there in Florida, of course, my heart and my thoughts are with you, and my prayers too. If you're in an evacuation center, you're always in my thoughts and prayers. And I really hope nobody loses everything. And I really hope the state can bounce back and rebuild in time, which I believe you guys can. Because if I heard correctly, Donald Trump has already declared it a disaster area, just like he did for the coast of Texas, Corpus, Houston, and all them. There will be help. Their help will be there for you. And I hope and pray that there's not a lot of loss of life. But with this storm, just you can't tell. It's going to be major, and it's very dangerous, and it's very serious. You're in Florida, you hear me? Please, whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever your reasons are, get to higher ground. Go to those shelters. They might be a lot more sturdier than your home, or even safer maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen the structures. But really, you should take heed to the warning. But there are some parts that are mandatory evacuation. In fact, they have over 70,000 people now in shelters, the last I heard. Last I heard, for the hurricane, it was moving at about 12 miles an hour, right towards the Florida there. It's going to go straight through, it looks like. Might move a little off, to the west, but kind of just, when it goes up, kind of just turns off there, goes to the northwest a little bit, up through Memphis, Tennessee. It's supposed to get up as far as Missouri, but I believe it has to get up to a Category 5 to be pushed off that far. But it is going to dump a lot of water. You guys need to be careful out there. You're not in it. If you're in the surrounding states, you could get the backlash of it. There's still going to be a lot of water. You see puddled water at night, don't drive through it. Don't drive through it. The first responders are going to be busy enough, along with the fire department, the police department, and the other departments doing rescues. Then they're going to have time to chase you down and rescue you. So be smart, turn around, don't drown. I learned that here in San Antonio. Believe me, it's a good idea. I will try to keep you up to date. If you lose your power and you have no way to know what's going on, you can do it, or you have it. Tune in your NOAA weather radio. It will keep you connected to the National Weather Service. That will keep you up to date and hopefully safe. But there is hurricane